What did you face today? Challenge and conflict, love and longing, purpose, and maybe even procrastination? So did you write about any of that in a notebook or a journal? If you did, future you is going to be able to look back and see how things were in the past. And if you didn't, you missed an opportunity to grow as a leader. Influential leaders, they think. And then they think about how they think. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln penned one of his most scathing hot letters, a letter which went unsigned and unsent, stored in an office drawer. He wrote that note to Major General Meade and ended it by saying, quote, "Your golden opportunity is gone. I am distressed immeasurably because of it. As you had learned that I was dissatisfied, I have thought it best to kindly tell you why." Of course, he didn't send that letter. Abraham Lincoln wrote to understand and to make sense of what he was thinking. How do you understand? How do you make sense of what you're thinking? And what do you do to figure things out? Better yet, how do you think? How do you process a day to know whether it was a good one or not? How do you reflect on what happened during a day? When do you process or debrief? The hard things, the uncontrollable things, the emotional things. And how do you take your lessons and turn them into your legacy? Here's a suggestion. See your reflection on paper. Today, you are living the answers to the questions that you asked or were asked of you through time. You came up with some questions on your own, and other times, someone asked you to think, and maybe they asked you to think a little bigger. The questions that they asked, the questions that you asked, they make you think more than you actually have to. You see, you're going to meet up with a future version of yourself who will be living the answers to the questions you're asking today. This is why it is so important to reflect and write. Reflect and write about the challenges you face. Reflect and write about the opportunities that are coming your way. Reflect and write about how you make the decisions and how you formulate your thoughts. Write about what you did and how, and write about what you long for and why. Self-reflection, it causes you to pause. And personally, I challenge you to look at yourself in the mirror. Really, study you. Study yourself, your actions, your results, and ask, what questions should I be asking myself today? Please practice your own version of self-reflective practice. Take time daily to think about how you think. And you can start by asking questions. Questions like, what should I do based on what happened today? What should I have done based on what happened today? Did I have an impact? How can I have more of an impact? What do my people need? And what do I need? See, these are the easier questions to answer. And they're bigger ones if you're ready. Question like, who is the other that people see when they see me? Open up your notebook, take out a favorite pen or pencil, and answer that question. Who is the me that other people see? Think about it. We're all suspicious of others until we meet them. You're suspicious of a new leader or subordinate until you know them. And your leaders and your subordinates, they're suspicious until they know you. Self-reflection provides leaders who are willing to see and consider their own self-suspicions, their own wondering if they're ready. Life is too important to hope that you remember the things that make it important. Your job is too important to hope that you have enough time and you do the right things every day. Your relationships are too important for you to be the same spouse, parent, friend, or child tomorrow that you were today. A question leaders ask themselves is, how do I build empathy? How do I become more empathic, more connected, and more emotionally intelligent? Ask around, and I'll bet you'll have people say things like study people, read books, of course learn about empathy, and all those are fine examples if you want to sit there and stare out the window. We invite you to look in the mirror, find a reflective surface, and reflect. See you. See your decisions, see your dilemmas, see your deficiencies, see your distractions, see your destination, and see your direction. Open a journal, take out a 3x5 note card, get a piece of paper from the printer. Whatever you do, write things down. Get your ideas out of your mind and onto the page. Perspective is a requirement to seeing things as they are, at least closer to how they really are. If you're going to see how things are, how you really are, you're going to have to gain a reflective perspective. You'll have to adopt a reflective practice. For the next 2 weeks, we invite you to write in a journal at the end of the day, at the beginning of one, anytime during the day, after you learn something, or right before you sit down to meet with someone. Write about what you're facing today. Future you will look back with gratitude.